So the first would be to the Ronald McDonald House of Scranton, which manages the family room at Geisinger. So we have Peggy and we have Rich. Rich is the executive director of the Ronald McDonald House in Scranton. Peggy's on the board of directors at the Ronald McDonald House and is our secretary who keeps copious notes and does a great job. So on behalf of McDonald's and Hitter Street, I'm very, very pleased to present this check for $500. And so I'm going to ask Rich or Peggy, either or, if you would just say a few words about what is a family room, because I'm sure some of you might not know.
You can say what it is, and I can say how we're affected by it.
Okay,
How
sounds
about
good.
that?
Very good. So a Ronald McDonald family room. Picture that beautiful Ronald McDonald house you see in all the commercials, that Ronald McDonald house that you hear about so often, and where families from far away can come and stay and be close to their kids while they're going through a really trying medical time. And so what we've done is we've taken that beautiful house in the hill section of Scranton and we brought it into 4 areas in 3 different hospitals. So it has a living room, a dining room, it has a kitchen, it has a workspace, it has Wi-Fi, and all these things are available so that even if your child is literally across the hall receiving serious medical treatment, you can walk out of that bedroom or that room and walk right into a home, right in the hospital, and still be close and still have all the comforts of home and all those beautiful things. And so funds like this and great folks like Pat, and we just love you, make all of this possible. And of course, we work really well with hospitals and making that a little better. Maybe Peggy can speak to that.
So, there's a lot of research that shows that family members who are close to their children and infants in the hospital, the recovery of those children and their outcomes, their medical outcomes, are greatly improved by family being very close to the person in the hospital, the infant or the child in the hospital. Every month, between 300 and 450 people walk through the Ronald McDonald Family Room at Geisinger, and they're the people that are there every day with their children. It's mentally anguishing to be in that environment day after day, and it gives them a place just to step back and breathe and get a little tiny bit of respite, even if it's for 15 minutes, just to put the TV on, get a cup of coffee, have a snack, and just get away from that environment for a couple minutes, refresh yourself, and then go back into the trenches with that kid. So that's why it's really appreciated, the support we get for the Ronald McDonald Family Room. Thank you.
Thank you. And keep up the great work. The next donation we'd like to make is to the United Way. So Bill, and I'm not sure if anybody else is coming up with you. So
They can all come up.
I had a conversation with Bill about 2 months ago, and he was explaining to me about the nurses' pantry. I knew nothing about it, but when he explained it to me, I was like, I can't believe that this is around, and what a great endeavor it is. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about what Bill told me, and then I think you'll understand why we wanted to make a donation to the nurses' pantry, and then I'm going to let him talk a little bit. So I said, well, what is the nurses' pantry? And he said, well, absenteeism is very high in the Wilkes-Barre Area School District, which I was not aware of. And I believe it's about 18 days. And once you hit the 18-day mark, if you're absent that many days, the red flags start going up, what's going on. So the United Way explored, why are we at such a high level of absenteeism, et cetera, in the Wilkes-Barre Area School District? Come to find out a couple of things. So this is really, gets you at the heart right now. One little boy had one pair of pants. That was it. And he tore them. So he was embarrassed to go to school. All right, so he's being absent from school. 2 brothers had one pair of shoes between the 2 of them, and what happened was one would go 3 days with the shoes on, next 2 days somebody else would go with the shoes on, and then the next week 3, 2, 2, 3, whatever. And then there was another little boy who needed something medically that he needed, and he was living with his grandmother, and she was on a a very fixed income and she was unable to help him. So I think you're doing a great job, and really, like I said, it really got me at my heart. We'd like to contribute $500 to the Nurses Pantry. Thank you very much.
I've known Pat in our days with Volunteers America. It's about 20 years now, maybe a little bit longer. Pat has always, first as a entrepreneur, she always has this entrepreneurial spirit about, and brought that to a social service kind of environment, but always brought it with a kindness. And if you know Pat, that's just who she is. And she's always had a great passion for kids. So when I told her about this program, I knew it would touch her. The Nurses Pantry, low-income kids miss lots of school for reasons other than being sick. And Pat gave, some examples. I'll tell you just an example. Just right at the end of last school year, little boy just, spilled barbecue sauce on his pant leg. His friends kind of made fun of him, but it was, what are you going to do during the course of the day? You just go on with the day. That little boy didn't want to come back to school the next day because that was the only pair of pants he had, and he knew his friends would make fun of him again. We established a Nurses Pantry. We gave the school nurses a commitment of funds. 100% of these dollars will be used not for administration, not for salaries, but to help kids with hygiene items and lice kits and feminine products and clothing and underwear and shoes. What those kids need to keep them from missing school. And you think, boy, it wasn't like that when we grew up. Kids, we can't pick our parents. Families struggle, and if we can help kids get them what they need to stay in school, their lives are going to be better for it. So we are grateful for the gift, and we will use it. And not only are we in the Wilkes-Barre School District, we started in the Wilkes-Barre School District. Our board was so excited about it. We then started the 5 elementary schools in Wilkes-Barre, ended last school year in 17 buildings in 5 school districts. We're starting this school year in 21 buildings in 6 school districts. Every day, dollars like this are helping kids in our community, and we're grateful for the support that we get. So thank you.
Okay, time to cut the ribbon. So we're not going to go outside because of the rain. So if you all could just kind of stand behind me. And the ribbon is going to be donated to the Gentleman's Run. Gentleman's Dash. So if you're interested, Apple's in Pittston. And it is this Saturday. The key though is you gotta run in heels. So, guys, you gotta get your heels out. So come on, everybody's over there.
Mike is actually running in it.
Oh, stop.
Oh yeah, Mike's running on it. Mike, but what's this gentleman?
Over here. Come on, guys. Yeah, everybody in. We can move forward a little so we can fit in. And Beth, if you could get me the special badge.
Yes, I have it right here.
I'm right here, baby. I'm right here. I'm sorry, my right hand.
So although I know it's not Wilkes-Barre, but we'll give a little plug for Pittston. Pittston paints town pink every October, and it's really a big thing. And he'll tell you a little bit about the Gentleman's Dash. So I guess I need scissors.
Scissors.
Yep.
They're on the chair over there.
Okay, great.
Mike, do you have those heels in your car? Maybe you might want to try it on.
No, I do not. Thank you for asking.
There you go. Thanks, AJ. Okay, we got it. So, open it up and slice. We're not slicing any money though, that's for sure. And here's to a great future to the Kidder team. Thanks for everything. Appreciate it all. Somebody said they got.
Maybe we gotta pull it tighter, pull it a little
Oh,
more.
okay, tight, tight, tight. Okay. Yep.
Pull it
Have
tight,
you
pull it
ever
tight.
seen when you can't?
There you
Mike, could you just tell the group a little bit about what is Gentleman's Dash?
Well, as you know, of course, October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And in Pittston every year, what they do is the month of October, it's all about painting Pittston pink. If you go there for any reason, you'll see pink everywhere. But one of the highlights of the month is what's known as the Gentleman's Dash. And there will be 14 or 15 of us at noon on Saturday in our high heels running for breast cancer awareness. And the great thing about the dash is it's fun. We've been raising funds all month. A lot of good times. The outfits are interesting. I will tell you, I have my heels, my knee socks, my tutu, and my pink shirt. If my daughter could have found more for me, trust me, she would have gone. But all in all, it's a great event. If you got time, it's at noon on Saturday in Pittston, right downtown. We only have to run 40 yards. Let me tell you something. I have a whole new appreciation for ladies. I really do. How in heaven's name they wear those things every day of the week, I have no idea. When I'm done with them, I will be officially done with them. And thank you so very much.
Well, on top of what, you're very welcome, but on top of what we have as a gift for everyone, we got you something special. Fish and rice and drink from the glass, okay?
Put a big flurry in there.
And it goes to Ash. And we have a few things that we want to give away to you, so do we have our